Good afternoon. The 36th District Court for the State of Michigan is back in session. I am Judge Christina B. Kennedy, and I will preside over the docket for courtroom 433 today. We are calling the docket for Monday, August 5th, 2024. This is the 1:30 p.m. docket. I am calling this docket ahead of time. Now calling case number 24351271. This is Joanne Kelly versus Gloria Mitchell and Javier Mitchell. This is for, Javier Mitchell. This is for property located at 18968 Strasburg in the city of Detroit. The matter is scheduled for a first hearing on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24351278, James Rush versus Regina Yarborough. This is for property located at 15323 Manor in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351286, Detroit Real Estate Advisors LLC versus Larry Stevens and all occupants of 3536 Montclair, Floor A, Apartment 1 in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Also calling case number 24351320, Alien Properties Corp. Versus Angela Pate and all occupants of 13609 Rosemont Avenue in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351326, Emil Sabah versus Alexis Beard for property located at 20220 Ashton in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Calling case number 24351327, Emil Sabah versus Shornita Smith. This is for property located at 7676 Dolphin. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Calling case number 24351356, Tuin Investments LLC versus Marcos Maldonado and all occupants of 9321 Abington Avenue in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351357, Espamita LLC versus Robinette Shears and all occupants of 15417 Snowden in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351358, Andonaser LLC versus Kerry Costanzo and all occupants of 15475 Ardmore in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351359, Andaluna LLC versus Aliqua Evans and all occupants of 17534 Main in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351360, Elios LLC versus Parita Tarrant and all occupants of 5989 Hereford in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Calling case number 24351361, Flamar LLC versus Paris Sewell and all occupants of 15763 Winthrop in the city of Detroit. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351362, Peluso LLC versus Danielle Butts and all occupants of 12293 Sorrento Avenue, Apartment 1 Lower in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. And finally, calling case number 24351363, Ando Neeser LLC versus Juan Carlos Solano Villegas and all occupants of 92655, that's 9265 Bedford in the city of Detroit. This matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. All of the matters that I just called are scheduled for a first hearing to take place on Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Pursuant to Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2020-17, all first hearings are to be adjourned. And so all of the cases that I just called will be adjourned to one of the two following dates. I have a pretrial scheduled for September 18th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Cases adjourned to that date will take place in person down at the 36th District Court, which is located at 421 Madison in downtown Detroit, in courtroom 433. These are for matters where the defendants have been served. None of the cases that I've called have a proof of service in the physical file. However, that does not mean that a proof of service will not make it to the file by August 5th, which is the time that the date and time that the court will call the matter. Excuse me. If there is a proof of service contained in the file, or if the defendant appears at the first hearing conducted on August 5th at 1:30 p.m., or if the plaintiff's attorney is able to articulate service to the court, staff, or my colleague, then the court will adjourn the matter to September 18th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in person. If the defendant has not been served, then on August 5th, 2024, then the matters that I've just called will be adjourned to a technical first hearing to take place on September 4th, 2024 at 1:35 p.m. and that will be conducted via Zoom. Again, any case that I just called where the defendant has not been served, the plaintiff is not able to articulate service, or there has not been a proof of service filed, or the defendant has not appeared, then the court will adjourn that matter to a technical first hearing to take place on September 4th, 2024 at 1:35. My court staff will be able to differentiate between the two dates. The court will mail notice. All plaintiffs are to bring to the next court date all substantiating documentation in paper format. That is a copy of the deed, the lease agreement, the current rental ledger, any property management agreement, and the completed proof of service. Failure to bring those documents to court on the subsequent hearing date of September 18th, 2024 will result in dismissal of the plaintiff's case. So those documents need to be provided. Defendants are to bring any evidence substantiating their defense in paper format to the next in-person subsequent hearing of September 18th, 2024. Any defendant who attends the first hearing on August 5th at 1:30 p.m. will have an opportunity to speak to an agency defense attorney. Again, the court will mail notice. That concludes these matters. Now calling case number 24351364, RHD Detroit LLC versus Christian Antonio Calderon and the occupants of 4869 Corville in the city of Detroit. The matters before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24351365. This is Caramel Point LLC versus Latalia Seaton and all occupants, Latalia Seaton, Vernon Smith and all occupants of 20033 Sorrento in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24351366. This is Draco LLC versus Floyd Mathis and all occupants of 20561 Alcoy in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24351367, a Dyke LLC versus William Hill and all occupants of 8107 Rosemont Avenue in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24351368. This is Nani LLC versus Davion Stokes and all occupants of 6052 Hartford in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351369, Charlie Tom versus Dominique Pickett and all occupants of 9925 Artesian in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Also calling case number 24351370, Upward Financial Solutions LLC versus Ebony Leonard and all occupants of 6051 Auburn in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. Calling case number 24351-371, Jones and Jones Property LLC versus Chatsia Irwin and all occupants of 16290 Greenfield, Unit 3 in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Also calling case number 24351-372, W.A. Jones LLC versus Brittany Hawkins and all occupants of 19808 San Juan in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Also calling case number 24351-373. This is ASON Logistics LLC versus Sasha Clayton and all occupants of 3224 Gladstone Lower in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Also calling case number 24351-374, Dwayne Kyles versus Tierra Bush and all occupants of 22212 Pembroke in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. And finally, no, not finally, also calling case number 24351-402, Abbas Risk versus Tamika Nicole Gadon. This is for property located at 6836 Minnock Street in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Also calling case number 24351-406, Sami S. Dakru versus James Ernest Alexander. This is for property located at 19231 West Warren, Apartment 2 in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint for non-payment of rent. And finally, calling case number 24351-415, Tyrone Kemp versus Richard Gager and all occupants of 3433 Bassett in the city of Detroit. The matter is before the court on a complaint to recover possession of property. All of the matters that I just called are scheduled to be heard at a first hearing to take place on Monday, August 5th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Pursuant to Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2020-17, all first hearings are to be adjourned. Therefore, these matters will be adjourned to one of the following dates. Either September 19th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. That is the scheduled date for a subsequent hearing / pretrial, or a technical first hearing of September 4th, 2024 at 1:35 p.m. That will take place via Zoom. For all cases that I just called that appear at the first hearing scheduled for August 5th, 2024, where a proof of service has made it to the file, the defendant appears at the first hearing, or the plaintiff's attorney is able to articulate terms of service to the court staff, then those matters will be adjourned again to September 19th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. And those hearings will take place in person at the 36th District Court, which is located at 421 Madison in downtown Detroit, in courtroom 433 at 8:30 a.m. Again, if the plaintiff is not able to articulate service and the defendant does not appear and there's no proof of service, or there's no proof of service in the file, then the court will adjourn the matter to September 4th, 2024 at 1:35 p.m. And that will be via Zoom. That is so that the plaintiff can properly effectuate service. Plaintiffs are to bring the following documentation to the court on their pre-trial / subsequent hearing. That will be the in-person hearing. I need a copy of the deed, lease agreement, the most up-to-date rental ledger, the completed proof of service, and any property management agreement, and any document that will substantiate the plaintiff's claim. Those documents need to be presented in paper format if they are not already in the court file. Defendants need to bring any evidence that substantiates or supports their defense. Those documents need to be reduced to paper. Specifically, I'm speaking of rental receipts or, payment receipts or photographs. It needs to be in paper. Any defendant who appears at the first hearing scheduled for August 5th at 1:30 will have an opportunity to speak to an agency defense attorney free of charge. The court will mail notice to all parties on these matters. That concludes these matters. All right, we are back on the record for courtroom 433 of the 36th District Court for the state of Michigan. I'm about to call the Tuesday, August 6, 2024, 1:30 p.m. docket. Now calling case number 24347-025. This is BFIS LLC versus David Bevel. And all occupants of 5944 Corville in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24348-455, Sky Residential 2013 LLC versus Al Asmir Hashim and all occupants of 8458 Pearson in the city of Detroit. All right, so this case, and again, both of these cases that I just called are scheduled for a first hearing or a technical first hearing. These are both scheduled for technical first hearings to take place on Tuesday, August 6, 2024 at 1:35 p.m. For matter ending in 025, that's BFIS LLC versus David Bevel and all occupants of 5944 Corville. We do have a proof of service indicating that service was effectuated. This is a complaint. One second here. All right, this is a complaint for possession after land contract forfeiture. I don't have the physical file with me, but I do see that the plaintiff filed a motion in order for alternate service. The court did I don't know if I signed an order for alternate service. So what the court is going to do is I'm going to tentatively schedule this matter for a subsequent hearing to take place on August 27, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. That will be in person. Plaintiff is to bring all service documents to that court hearing, as well as all substantiating documentation, or the matter will be dismissed. Let me see. If plaintiff appears at the first hearing scheduled for August 6th and indicates to the court staff that service has not been properly effectuated, then the matter will be adjourned to September 6th, 2024 at 1:35 via Zoom. And that will take place, September 6th at 1:35 via Zoom. That will be so that the plaintiff's attorney can properly effectuate service. Again, I don't have the court file with me, and so I'm unsure as to whether service has properly been effectuated. So Madam Clerk will be able to differentiate as to whether the matter should be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on August 27th at 8:30 a.m. in person in courtroom 433, or whether it will be adjourned to another technical first hearing to take place on September 6th at 1:35 via Zoom. For matter ending in 455, this is also a complaint for possession after land contract forfeiture. Service has not been effectuated in this matter. This is the technical first hearing. The court is in receipt of a motion and verification for alternate service. The court is going to sign the order for alternate service now. Plaintiff is to effectuate service by first class mail to 8458 Pearson in the city of Detroit, and also by tacking or firmly affixing to the door at 8458 Pearson in the city of Detroit. Again, I'm signing that order. The court will mail copies of this order. And so this matter will be adjourned to September 6th, 2024. That will be a technical first hearing. It will take place via Zoom at 1:35 p.m. That concludes this matter. And that concludes the docket for Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. Court is in recess.